All right, so we have Mr. Aaron Farris from BMT.
BMT in the house.
How you doing?
Doing great, man. Loving life. Enjoying Thailand. Middle of Songkran, you know. You got to kind of just chill out before, or else you leave right now, you're going to get wet. You're going to get soaked.
Oh, yeah. Can you explain to everybody what Songkran is?
All right, so it's like a holiday where you kind of washing away your sins from the previous year, because this is technically the new year here. It's the new year. If you look at the dates, you will always see 25, 66, some crazy date, but that's because they're going by their calendar, not the American calendar. Let's put it at the West calendar.
Yeah.
So this is their new year, basically. And for some of you that's into that conscious element, you all realize that in spring, that's when the new year actually starts, not in the dead of winter when all the plants die. It's actually when the plants and the new wildlife comes about. It's in the spring that brings forth the new year. It makes a whole lot more sense.
Yeah,
but to make a long story short, it's a water fight, basically. They're throwing water, buckets of water. Here in Pattaya, it's a little bit more, they prolong it more. It's longer than it is in Bangkok and other cities. So they take it very serious here, man. I'm getting soaked every day. The little kids, they aim for your eyes too, and it's salt seawater half the time. So a lot of guys that was coming out here, they didn't even know. They just was coming out here for Rolling Loud. But yeah, you know, even during the Rolling Loud concert, this is technically Songkran, and they'll get you where you're on the bike. It don't matter. You could be eating, whatever. They're gonna soak you up, bro.
So how do you enjoy it? Do you enjoy the water fights and all that?
To a certain degree. As you can see, I'm in the house right now, so I got my little water gun. You know, I don't know if you want to see it, but I got my little water gun. But yeah, I just, you know, have a little fun. It's hot. It's like a 90-something degrees out here right now, so it's cool, man. And I like to see everybody enjoying themselves. I wish we kind of had something like that back in America, because it's fun to see kids from 1 year old to people all the way up to their 90s, all just enjoying themselves, having good fun, spraying each other, all nationalities. It's dope, man. You know, it's really something to be admired at, look at, like, with some admiration, because it's just like, wow, this would be so dope if we had something like this. So
yeah, in America, we don't get to relax and just enjoy the moment. Everything's about the next day. So
too many guns, too many egos.
Yeah, that too. That's one thing about being outside the United States. People love to enjoy. People are living in the moment. Right. What would you say you felt that feeling the most? Well, first of all, what countries have you been to again?
I've been to Jamaica, DR, Colombia, Brazil, Cambodia, Panama. I think I'm missing something. Of course, Thailand. What's the other country? I think I'm missing one, but it'll come to me. So like maybe eight, 9 countries, something like that.
Okay. So you're pretty well traveled, and you stayed in all those countries for extended periods of time?
I pretty much stayed in Brazil, Colombia, and Thailand. And I was off and on because DR is so close, but I was in DR a lot though. Like I was in DR for weeks at a time. You know, so yeah, I would say those countries: Brazil, Colombia, Thailand, and then DR as well.
So, out of all those countries, which one would you say people were living in the moment the most? For somebody that wants to travel, where people are just in the moment.
Brazil, man. Brazil has a dope ass culture. I miss it. I really enjoyed myself in Colombia as well. I kind of feel like Colombia is like home to a certain degree, but I will always go to Brazil for like the New Year. I love the beach culture. The beach culture out there is amazing. The people out there are amazing. The food is good. Being like amongst the people, they really welcome you in. All throughout South America, they kind of welcome you in, even in Colombia. But when you're in the favela in the, Rio de Janeiro, basically, and they cooking you food, and you at somebody's mama house, you like, man, this is so dope, bro. Like, you might know somebody for 10, 15 years in America. Don't get me wrong, we have that in America as well.
Not like you used to.
The cook at, but yeah, like you say, not like you used to, bro. Like, you sitting there eating at a table full of Brazilians, and it's just eating food, and they just like, yeah, you one of us. You know what I'm saying? So the welcoming of South America is really dope, man. I love it.
Have you experienced that here in Southeast Asia?
Yeah. I have in Cambodia and here in Thailand. You know, it's cool, man. You know, if you're a good person, they recognize it. It's a Buddhist culture. It's very respectful. You know, it's all about respect out here. You know, and being nice and giving everybody a chance, not judging the book by its cover, basically. And we can take a page out of that from the West, really. But it's lovely. Yeah, I've been in dinners in Cambodia. I went to a private beach maybe 2 weeks ago, and we had a big, you know, like food dinner on the beach with some about 3-4 Thai women. It was dope, man. I just love it. Like, this is what traveling is about to me. It's kind of more so immersing yourself in the culture. It's not what everybody's trying to make it out to be, that guys are going overseas and linking up with women and just want to do that right there. Nah, man, it's a whole nother level.
They only highlight one part of it.
They only highlight pretty much the vacation warriors, the weekend warriors that go to certain little destinations. They try to put that on everybody with a passport. And that's just not what the case is. I understand it coming from now that some women are upset, not to transition into the other stuff, but it's a global market. It's going to be competitive for everything, for your resources now, and it's going to be competitive for dating now, because guys want to do something a little different. And this is a good thing for us, despite what some people might think. This is a good thing because, in my opinion, they're supposed to compete for us. We bring a lot of value to the table. If you're a man on your square, you bring leadership, you bring guidance, you bring protection, you bring provisions. Yeah, they should compete for that.
Absolutely, I 100% agree. So where would you say you've experienced women that competed for you the most?
Cambodia.
Cambodia. Why do you say that, really?
Cambodia. Yeah, man, it was, because I went out there and I linked up with a dude from Thailand, and he left me like hanging. Like, he didn't really leave me hanging, but I was out there for like a week. He's only out there for a border run. So I'm like, man, come on, bro, stay. You know, I met these girls and everything. He's like, he just dipped. So it was just literally me and 4, women, and we were just going out having fun and a good time. And it was other women that was trying to see what was up. So yeah, they were just competing back and forth. It got to a point where I had to make a decision, basically. Like, it was just that serious out there. It was like, hey, you're gonna go with her or me? Like, what it is. I've never had that happen before, so.
Wow. So I don't know if you answered this already. What country would you say you experienced the most culture in? Like, what country would you say was the least Americanized? You felt it was like a shock when you got there?
I think Thailand.
Thailand.
Yeah, because in the West, South America is technically still the West. It's just South America.
Yeah.
And you still got to be mindful of where you're walking at night. You still got to watch your stuff. If you leave your cell phone somewhere, it's going to be gone. You know what I'm saying? This right here is so hard for me to leave and go back to that, because I'm so used to a certain kindness, a certain, attitude to do right by people and not to steal or rob or drug. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, this was way different. This is way different, and this is why so many guys don't want to go back to the States. It's not just because of the women or anything like that. It's just because, bro, we can walk around here 4, 5 in the morning, go to the ATM machine. You can be keep counting your money. If anything else, somebody asks you. I remember one time I was walking at night, when I first got here, the first week or two, and I'm walking, and I'm pretty much kind of lost. And a guy rolled up to me on the bike and was just like, hey, man, you need a ride? You know where you at? And I'm like, I asked him where my building was at. He's like, oh, just go here. It's right there. You want to ride? And I'm like, no, I'm good, because I'm still on my Western mentality. Like, man, I know you're going to take me. But here, it's like, that's kind of a normal thing. It's like, yeah, just hop in and they'll just drop you off. And it's nothing. They don't want no money from you or anything like that. There's no solicitation out here, people begging you for money. There's none of that out here. And so this right here has been the biggest culture shock ever.
Pattaya or Bangkok?
Bangkok.
Bangkok.
Yeah.
So how would you compare those two cities? What was different about those two?
I guess the different ethnicities of women in Bangkok is just unrivaled. It's an international city.
Yeah.
You got women from all over the world, and that's right up my alley as a single guy. You know what I'm saying? That's right up my alley to be able to date women from Africa, East Africa, from Europe, from all around Asia. So for me, I like Bangkok. The only thing about Bangkok is the air pollution is so bad out there, bro, that you got to kind of walk around with masks. And I need to be able to breathe. You feel me? So that's the only thing. So I go to Bangkok a lot. I go to Cambodia a lot. But I always kind of end up here in Pattaya because of the brotherhood that's here and all the friends that I have here. And a lot of people come here. I like to, I welcome them in. Pattaya is dope, man. It's a fast city, but it's a great city at the same time.
Yeah, I would agree. The air quality in Cambodia, I think I experienced the worst air quality in Cambodia.
Yeah, it's bad.
It's ridiculous. Now, that's one comparison I can make between Southeast Asia and South America is that the air quality. It's mega cities in South America like Sao Paulo, but I never experienced like smog until I got here. Right. Have you had any health issues from the smog or noticed any changes?
My eyes were burning like really bad when I first got to Bangkok. It was my eyes more so than anything, and yeah, trying to just get adjusted to all the smog, especially during traffic because there's so many cars. That was pretty much it. The most health issues I had was in South America though. I think I got sick here maybe once, maybe twice, but I got sick a lot in Colombia and Brazil more so. Really, like in Brazil, I caught the Brazilian flu. I think me and 8, 9 other guys did, and yeah, we was like.
You had diarrhea?
Nah.
Because that happened to me in Bahia.
It wasn't diarrhea, man. I feel like I had the flu. I feel like I had pneumonia, basically.
Whoa.
Yeah, I had a pneumonia.
So you got sick.
Me, Travelversity, everybody that went out pretty much got sick. Now he got it worse because he was on the plane when it hit him. At least I was still at the crib, in Barra da Tijuca. But in beautiful Brazilian fashion, I had a chick come take care of me. She helped me out, took me to the doctor and everything. So yeah, that was cool.
What did you eat?
I don't remember particularly what I ate. Only times I've had food poisoning has been here and in the DR. Other times I never had any food poisoning issues. But you definitely want to get on your probiotics before you start traveling. Yeah. I don't know if I told you that before you started traveling. Yeah. But like they got different bacteria in the breads out here. So you definitely want to do that because most cats, they come here, unless they've been traveling their whole life or something, they just your body is adjusted to different bacteria. They get sick like almost immediately. They get the runs because, especially in the Dominican Republic. I don't know what kind of bacteria they got, but yeah.
Yeah, that happened to me when I was in Bahia. Fred's girlfriend, we went to the favela and they had like some really good chicken spaghetti and some rice and some other stuff. Mm-hmm. Man, we all 4 of us was on the toilet for 5 hours yesterday. I woke up at 9 o'clock. I called him at 1 o'clock. Hey, like, bro, I've been on the toilet all morning. He's like, me too. I'm still in here. I was like, whoa, like what did they put in the food? But yeah, that's like you said, that's that bacteria count. So, let's see. So for a first-time traveler, would you recommend Thailand, the DR, or out of all countries would you go to? For a single man, where would you recommend them travel to first?
Well, I would ask what they're looking for. Are they looking for a long-term relationship? Are they looking just to have some fun, go out, party or something? But I would always recommend the DR first because it's close. It's relatively easy to get back to a certain degree. The tickets aren't that costly. And in particular areas, there's a lot of English speakers that can kind of help you out. So I would suggest the DR. And it's safe to a certain degree. It's not as safe as, Thailand, but in comparisons to South America, it's pretty safe. It's safer, I would say that.
Okay, so I'm gonna get into detail about the DR. Do you think that the DR is ruined?
No, not at all. When people say things are ruined, they're talking about particular areas within a tourist city. Some of the stuff has changed, right? Whether it be for the good or for bad. But nah, man, I don't think it's ruined at all. You just got to go outside those particular tourist areas. You got to go outside of, Puerto Plata or something like that. Go to some other cities. Same thing with Colombia. You got all types of dope cities in Colombia. But yeah, if you go into Poblado, yeah, things is pretty much gotten more expensive. You know, the real estate's gotten more expensive. The food, everything got more expensive because all the tourists are flooding out of America and trying to live overseas now. But other than that, no, I don't think these people's culture is not going to be ruined by Americans. If anything, it'll be certain areas within these countries.
Okay, so I have 2 more questions, and I noticed he's in the Facebook group, your Passport Bros group. The first one is, what is your take on the situation of the guy in El Poblado that was shot at by the guy on the motorcycle?
The group the guy got shot at. This group of guys.
They were walking home at nighttime, and they claimed a guy shot at them for what he thought was maybe 20 minutes.
I don't know, man.
Know why.
Well, because that was just so random. I have no idea. We couldn't really figure it out. But he was in a group, and it's 4 or 5 of them, and you really don't know what your other person is doing while you're not around. So it could have been they was messing with the wrong girl or boyfriend, angry, whatever. We couldn't really come to a conclusion of why that particular happened. The good thing is nobody got hurt, and the gun was too big for the guy apparently because he couldn't shoot worth a damn.
Yeah, he missed everything.
He missed everything. So I would doubt if it was some type of gang initiation because South America, the violence is organized to a certain degree.
Organized. It's not really.
Yeah, it's not really like random. Like in America, it's random basically.
Yeah.
But they do their homework in Colombia, and they got to see who was who, because if they hit the wrong person, that's their ass, right? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I still don't know I really can't figure out what that situation was. I think it was random, but it was unfortunate. The fortunate thing is nobody got hurt.
Okay, because I talked to Love Crossing Borders about it, and he said what you said too, that it might have been, what was that first point you brought up?
I was just saying that maybe one of the guys might have
did something out on their own.
Yeah, on their own.
He said it was something, maybe it was something like that, and also he said that blacks don't blend in Medellin. Mm-hmm. If you're black in Medellin, they automatically know you're a tourist. Do you think that could have added to it too?
Nah, it's blacks in Medellin, bro. We got a whole black areas in Medellin I could show you. Whole black clubs and bars. It's not the fact that being black you stand out. It's pretty much because of probably our size. Like we some big guys in most cases, and what we have on, just the way we walk. I mean, when I was in Colombia, I was like I'm pretty big out there. In comparison to Brazil, where everybody kind of big in Brazil, right? So I don't think it's just because they were black. I just think that I really don't know what happened, bro. Like it's hard, but I don't think it was because you got plenty of black people in Medellin, yeah.
Yeah, because I think he was just referring to like where he's at in Cali. There's more black people there, so it's easier to blend in, and you won't stand out, like a sore thumb.
Yeah, I can't wait to visit Cali. I can't wait to get back to Colombia, man.
Me too. I'm ready to go.
Can't wait. I gotta brush up on my Spanish, but I can't wait to get back to Colombia.
So there was another guy around my age. I'm about to be 24 next month, but he's 23. And he put in the Passport Bros group, I want to go to a country. I want to go to my first country, and I want to enjoy the women, which when I hear that doesn't mean one woman. That kind of sounds like run-through women. And I also want to have a girlfriend experience. He wants to have the best of both worlds. I guess he wants the total experience that he's been hearing guys on YouTube talk about. And he said, I want to do the DR, Brazil, or the Philippines. Overwhelmingly, I saw the answer come up as Philippines. And I thought that was kind of crazy because the dudes that pedestalize the Philippines say that these are the wives of the world or the wives of Asia, whatever they call it. They're so docile, shy. It's illegal to divorce you. I don't think that sounds like a place that you go have a good time at. When we say good time, you know what I mean? I think he was better off going to DR or Brazil, South America. You can get the best of both worlds. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, 100%.
Why do you think those guys would say the Philippines?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
I have no idea, man. The thing about our Facebook group is, of course, it's, Facebook. We moderate all the posts and everything, and we try to do somewhat of a small background before we let people in the group. We're closing on 19,000 now, but that type of massive size of a group, everybody don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that particular day, you might just have 30 guys that don't even have passports just chiming in.
Yeah.
You know, because you do got guys who've never left the country, but yet somehow they're experts already before they even left the country.
I've had enough of it.
I don't know how,
I've had enough
but
of that.
you got guys that will literally tell you about Colombia that's never been there, tell you about Brazil that's never been there. You got guys that would tell a Colombian about Colombia.
I've had dudes tell me about Brazil and what I was seeing in Brazil while I'm in Brazil. And I've been in Brazil 10 weeks.
Sorry about that.
And they trying to tell me about what I'm seeing.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
And they've never been here.
It's
Been there.
hilarious, bro, because it's a learning curve.
Yeah.
You know, you've been traveling for a while now. I know my first year I was pretty much situated in Colombia, and I started picking up more and more of my Spanish. When you start to befriend like locals, you know, they kind of welcome you in, especially in Colombia. You're just always learning something different. It's like you 20 again. You know, it's a lot. That's why I try to suggest to guys. I say, man, just don't show up blindly. Before even consultation was a thing, I paid for a consultation when I first time in Brazil, 2017. Because I said to myself, bro, I don't know nothing. Like I said, I don't know nothing. I don't know anything. So I got to pay this guy for his time. And it was a great consultation, man. And if it wasn't, I would have been one of those guys that went to Brazil, went to the beach, went to the hotel room, went to Christ Redeemer, went to the beach. Like I wouldn't have been able to enjoy what he was showing me around and telling me and educating me on the culture of Brazil. So
and that being said, this will make this my last question. What do you think somebody should expect from a consultation? Like, because you said that basically took you out of the tour. Because I wish I would have got a consultation on Vietnam. Because I ran into some German dudes that knew some spots to go to. They were cool to hang out with. That saved me consultation time. But other than that, all I did do was go see the Ho Chi, the Chi Chi tunnels, the Vietnam War tunnels. You know, all the Ho Chi Minh statues. And all that stuff was beautiful. But that's for, you know, mainly like a family. Like you said, I'm a single guy. So what do you think a consultation should consist of?
A consultation should consist of vital information in concerns, number one, of your safety. Number two, you know, where to stay, where to go, emergency contacts, hospitals nearby, you know, all types of things, man. It really depends on the particular consultation in the particular country that you're going in, because everything is different. But on my consultations, I always do a follow-up email. I record the session that way, just in case they might forget something. I record it, and I put all the information they needed in that particular email. So they'll have places to stay. They'll have, and the thing is, I know it seems simple to choose a location to stay, but it's not, because my first apartment in Colombia had asbestos, like it was just trash. My second apartment in Colombia was trash. You know what I'm saying?
You call asbestos?
Yeah, like the insulation was bad.
Oh.
Couldn't breathe.
Oh, damn.
Right. You know, because their building standards aren't the same, and you're used to a certain standard as an American. So that's a big one, just knowing where to stay. Brazil is difficult finding a good place to stay. I put a lot of guys on Barra da Tijuca, which is west of Copacabana and all that. You know, hospitals, travel insurance, all that stuff, man. And even online jobs. You got guys who want to possibly relocate out of America and live overseas primarily the bulk of their time. So I do consultations on that as well, trying to help guys get jobs, book long-term apartments. That way they know, okay, I know I got this apartment from BMT. He ain't gonna leave me wrong. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a good apartment. I'm gonna be in a good area. It's not super expensive, but it's safe. And I know I got the right type of travel insurance, stuff like that, you know. And the conversation gets deep. Like I say, I ain't gonna put all this on this interview, but even relationships to a certain degree. Not dating coach type of shit, but just, hey man, the women are this way. You know what I'm saying?
Look out for it.
Yeah, this is what you need to look out for. You know, the women are a little bit more conservative in this particular country. They're a little bit more liberal in this country. You know, don't do this, don't do that, or don't say this, don't say that. Stuff like that, man. It helps out a lot.
Okay. Well, do you have any final thoughts you want to add to the interview, or?
Man, I just want guys to keep getting their passports, keep traveling the world. Don't let any type of people on YouTube or content creators discourage you with wild stories of their bad experiences, experience it for yourself, man. Experience it for yourself. Link up with the right bros, network with guys, find out good information, get consultations, watch all our content, and just keep living life, man. Stay motivated, stay blessed, bro.
Well, I appreciate you coming through, man.
Oh, and sub to the channel.
Yes, sir.
EMT Travels.
I'll leave the link in the title and in the description. Y'all go give them a subscription as well. Give the video a like, share with somebody that may find it useful, leave a comment on what you thought. I'll see y'all in the next video.